Well, howdy ho, partner. And we're back here on Tuesday evening for day 1 of week 2 here, or if you just like to have it in a simple way, Group D of the WCS World Championship Series, Europe Premier League.
We certainly are. We will have our next series on the way in just a little bit. But before we get to that, we should remind you that Roccat, our main sponsor here, is currently holding a little bit of a competition. So get yourself over to Twitter and hashtag Roccat as well as WCS. And you have to include who you think is going to get out of the group in second place. There's already been a series, so maybe that'll help a little bit, depending on how you look at it. And we shall then select one of those to win themselves a mouse, which is here, as we have a lovely Roccat Cone Pure Optical for you to win. So we like to give away free stuff, as we said before, and you should definitely do that.
That's right. So thanks again to Roccat for joining us here at the World Championship Series Europe Premier League. And of course, if you want to go thank them personally outside of the competition, you can go over to Twitter and Facebook, both being /Roccat, or should I say @Roccat on Twitter. You can go say thank you, and just like last week, make sure to include my name, and I'll get the free stuff.
Damn it!
And just make sure you say that Apollo sent you, because then I look good, and it looks like I'm doing my job, and maybe they'll give me some free stuff myself.
Yeah.
Got you there, Clarence, again.
Thanks.
But now it's time to move on to the second match, and I'm quite personally excited for this one. It's going to be LucifroN against Starbuck.
Yes, his name is LucifroN, and he's a pretty good Terran in the European scene. A lot of people familiar with him. Yeah. But then we have a guy, his name is Starbuck, and he loves to play very, very wacky here. Belshir Vestige will be our first map.
WCS 2013, the year of the underdogs, because throughout every season, they keep on rising and pushing through. Will this be another one? We'll find out here in game number 1.
Yep, as we have. Spawning up to the top left-hand corner here, our red Zerg representing MIA. He is Starbuck, as well as Slovenia. And down to the bottom, we have our blue Terran representing Spain and Mousesports. He is LucifroN.
The WCS Europe curse. Their favorites don't make it through their groups.
Oh,
and Grubby and LucifroN, fan favorites. The top two fan favorites in this group. I know Genius has a lot of fans as well, but not on the same level of LucifroN and Grubby.
No.
And so far, things are going the way of the WCS Europe curse.
They certainly are.
As Grubby's lost his first game. And are we going to see the upset happen here from Starbuck? So let me just, again, describe Starbuck's style before we jump into this game. If any of you have seen the Korean WCS recently, or the GSL, however you want to call it, there's a player named Hiver that used to play for XTX Seoul, now plays for Seoul, and he's super aggressive. Starbuck is very similar. He is super aggressive. He hasn't opened up too aggressive in this game, and it's probably the reason why we've got like a Barracks Reaper set of command center or something along these lines. But Starbuck's super aggressive, but he also, just like Hiver, can play a very normal game here too.
Yes, he really can. Again, for Starbuck, I'm anticipating hopefully some craziness out of today, because it's always a pleasure actually casting him. Ever since I started casting him in Go for SC2s and things like that, and then we got to see him in the Challenger qualifiers, etc. Really cool play style. And LucifroN, he's going to be no stranger to Starbuck.
Yeah.
He is going to have played against this guy on ladder multiple times, so he knows what his opponent is capable of. But likewise, Starbuck, he has so much reference material for LucifroN.
Yeah, I mean, usually the way that Terran versus Zergs play out, and it may be this case for this game here as well, is that the Zerg player just plays a normal game, the Terran player tries to slow them down, and then as soon as the Terran player is set on 3 bases, he just hammers wave after wave after wave towards the Zerg 4th base. That's a normal Zerg versus Terran, and that's the way it seems to be heading so far. But we've got to be very cautious on things like the gas timing for Starbuck, because if he isn't going to do anything aggressive early, he may do it in middle stages of the game. And as you said very smartly, LucifroN knows who the hell he's playing against. He knows that this guy is capable of anything. So I'm not going to be expecting too much of greedy playstyle coming from LucifroN. So yeah, I'm sure he'll go to 3 command centers. That's definitely viable. But then I don't think he's going to rush down engineering base too fast. I think he's going to be very on top of his scouting.
Yeah, he certainly has to be cautious, you're right. And Starbuck, during the earlier stages of this game, has been meticulous about his drone control, trying to be as efficient as possible, knowing that not too much is going to happen in these earlier stages, trying to save his drones as well. Oh, one of them does die off. So not a bad pickup there for LucifroN.
Yeah, and he's trying to get us around on the Reaper, but the Reaper does slip past. And does slip past again here.
All right, it was almost really nice control there by Starbuck, bringing those down to the low ground to try and keep this Reaper in. But no cigar. He has to run away for now. He's just waiting for the Queens, buying time for that, and there they are. So this is going to be a little bit easier to hold off with those, but already kills off a Zergling or two.
This is the real first time we've even seen Starbuck in anything properly.
Yes.
I mean, he's played in a lot of online cups, but proper tournaments, he's played none. And this is his first big time on the big stage.
So how's he going to fare, is the question. Do his nerves get to him? Does he just completely play it out normally, as is a normal online performance? Does he just refer to it as that? I have skins on.
Can you turn them off while you're in the game? I don't actually play with skins. No. Oh, yeah, so I'm not sure what the ruling is on that with the admin. We'll have to find out. He may just let the game continue.
Oh, you have skins on. Yeah, Starbuck doesn't. He's with the Zerglings.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
I don't think so.
I think they would have to resume from replay.
If we were going to have them turned off.
Yes.
I'm not sure if the admin will let this go on or not. I don't know if
he's making a deal of it because it is against the rules technically to have the skins on.
Yeah. In WCS.
Because the Zergling skin, some people believe that it messes with them a little bit. The kind of because they're big, man. They have big wings. So it might mess with the targeting or something like that. So anyway, we are going to continue with this game. So it's a minor thing, but it is important to note that it is technically there. Yeah,
the overlords look a bit different to the usually in this game so far, which is probably what he picked up on, right? I don't think there's anything else that gets affected with skins so far.
Well, aside from the Zerglings, yeah.
The Zerglings get affected without speed?
Yeah, they do. They have the little kind of bristleback thing.
Oh, I actually don't play with skins on at all.
Yeah, look like little dinosaurs, bless them.
I mean, I've played against things, I guess, but I haven't played with.
Have you played Zerg versus Zerg when you have the skins on for both players?
Oh, I had.
Dear.
But then I turned them off because it was so stupid.
Yeah, it's horrible. But anyway.
So gases are coming down kind of late here for Starbuck. Definitely not an all-in coming from him. So we should see double evolution chamber. I'm not too sure if he prefers Roach or Zergling style in the mid-game, but I'm going to guess that Zergling style. I haven't seen any replays of him going for Roach consistently. I've seen one or two, not consistently though. But he's got full scouting information on LucifroN here.
Hello, hello. Roach Horn goes down at the front here for Starbuck whilst he gets his third base up. So gas galore here. But again, LucifroN knows what's up with his opponent. He'll see the double evolution chambers as well with these two Reapers unless they completely go off the rails. And he sees no speed even researched.
Oh, Hellions into the natural.
Oh, this could do quite a bit of damage here. Starbuck allowing that to be left open. The Queens were way out of position to deal with it, and he's losing a lot of work because 9 have already gone down. Kills off 12 as well. The drone's trying to block the escape route, but they're going to die as well.
All right, Kalaris.
Ouch.
We need to just cut to it right now because the Reaper's got kills in the main base too.
Oh, dear. Oh, 6 kill? Oh, okay. Some of those Zerglings.
19 drones.
That's bad.
19 drones were just killed. This is disastrous. This is terrible. Absolutely terrible. This is a position where there's been famous Zerg players in the past that have just quit from this position because it is very difficult to play from behind. 4 roaches are coming in to make sure he's safe, not to lose any more drones on top of this, but oh boy. Supply block as well at 54. This reminds me a lot of No Name when he came onto the big stage last week.
Yeah.
Came in, was capable of beating anyone in his group, but then just fell apart. And this is happening at the moment to Starbuck.
Yeah, certainly so. And the thing is that the Queens, they were at the natural, but they were just out of position as they were trying to deal with the Reapers. So he didn't accommodate for these Hellions just trying to run on in. One will go down, but that's not... I mean, look at the resources lost tab, guys. 27 units to 4, 1,200, which is mostly drones, which will be making more money as well.
Yeah.
So more drones, more money. But
more wins.
Yeah, not that many at the moment.
Yeah, Starbuck's in a pretty bad position at this moment. Look at the 1-1 coming in from LucifroN, only just +1 melee coming in. He hasn't even got the carapace upgrade yet. And LucifroN's going to take his third uncontested. Usually there's a couple of lings that could harass it. Maybe there's roaches that somehow come across the map if he's built a lot of them, but there's nothing absolutely nothing here for Starbuck to do to stop this.
And those Hellions just going to head back home now. And I mean, his army as well, LucifroN's army, at this point in the game is always going to be really, really strong against what Starbuck's doing. Because he has 1-1 going down quicker than his opponent, which is a hard position to be in for Starbuck.
And Starbuck's just trying to play the same like you would do normally, but he is very slow. I mean, the layer's late, the Bailey Nest is late, 1-1 is late, drones are late. Just because he's lost 19 drones, sorry, at the early stages. I love that LucifroN continued to build Marauders here. His opponent is known for aggression. He could have definitely just attacked with roaches after losing so many drones. But most importantly in this game is that they are just going to do so much damage here.
Yeah.
Like, bailing speed is nowhere near ready. The first two medevacs are about to enter the field, so they're going to be moving across the map with these units. More drones are going down.
Exactly, they're lined up as well there, but as they do retreat out, 25 have already died off. He got, what, like 6 or 7 at that position? So, very nice pickup. These Hellions weren't going to be as useful later on. So LucifroN's just playing this out wonderfully.
At the moment, this attack coming from LucifroN could win the game. 14 Zerglings are coming in, and +1 melee is about to finish. Okay, so it's not terrible, but these units may just win the game if he doesn't morph any Banelings.
Yeah.
And he's building 6 more drones because he's trying to catch up. Like, this is meant to kill creep. He could do a lot more.
He certainly could do. There's a lot of Lings in production, so they're going to be out to try and greet this. With the Banelings going down as well, he has to control meticulously, though, because if those Banelings connect with Marauders that are split at the front, he could actually be denied. Oh, he actually could get that upgrade. He's going to get it. Oh, what a nice pick off there for LucifroN.
And 2 Banelings as well.
Oh, they will morph in and actually just connect with those Marauders. As I said before, that is not efficient use of those Banelings. Starbuck is in a lot of trouble. This army is going to be controlled very thoroughly here by LucifroN.
Oh,
just picking off
two hits to the Banelings, but there was a counterattack of Zerglings. It did kill 9 SCVs, so not bad.
Ah, okay, I missed that. Sorry about that.
Nice pick up there. Marauders only on the ground. No Banelings left.
Just drops everything off once again here, and now he's just the relentless of assault. 73 army supply to 39. So
this is not meant to kill a Zerg player, by the way.
No,
this is just
not
like to
at all.
kill creep spread. But with the added Marauders and the fact that Starbuck is so far behind, the Mutalisks are going to come out and they will clean this up. But the problem is the next wave of units.
And by the time the Mutalisks come out, there's going to be a lot more drones dead. 41 have already died off. The Mutalisks pop right above these Marines, and yes, they're really low, but they still kill off a Mutalisk.
Ouch.
This has been a tough game for poor Starbuck.
There's no other word to describe this than ouch.
Yeah.
Because the new wave is coming across, and it's like 12 Marines and 2 Widow Mines, which will probably kill him off. Like, this couldn't have been a worse start for him.
Yeah, it's really brutal here. LucifroN's just showing his power, showing his dominance in the European scene in terms of exactly how he's played this out, just thoroughly and normally, and Starbuck has kind of crumbled. And he's trying to find a route in with these Mutalisks.
I mean, LucifroN's absolutely... He's not playing very crisp. He's making a lot of mistakes. A Ling run by, no bunker down there. The Mule's getting into the mineral line. But the fact is he knows he's so far ahead. He's allowing these mistakes to happen because he's not playing as strong as he could be playing.
Yeah.
But look at the supply difference. He hasn't got +2 armor. He hasn't got that many barracks. But what does it matter when you're this far ahead? This is just what you can do. You're allowed to just kind of play lazy. A lot of stuff. Yeah, I'm sure you've been so far ahead that you played lazy too, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. You just like, well, I'll just do whatever I want and really not kind of give my opponent much respect in that regard. But now, you know, LucifroN here, he's just done way too much damage. He's killing off so much. He's got Marines at the back as well as those Widow Mines to try and burrow, kill off these Mutalisks where he can. And there's not a whole lot here that Starbuck can do. He's been completely torn apart.
Yeah, I mean, he's jumped into the big league now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Playing against LucifroN, who's done very well for himself in his StarCraft 2 career and just his gaming career in general. Remember, Starbuck's just 16 years old. This is the first time he's really done anything in gaming.
And unfortunately for him, this Widow Mine field is going to be hard to traverse, as is everything else in game number 1. GG, LucifroN will take the first map. And in stellar fashion from him. Yeah. As you said, there were mistakes. Looking at his natural, between his natural and main, though, you know, there was some supply depot drops, things like that. Yeah. Just to keep him a little bit more crisp in regards to being supply blocked. But this is going to be a tough one for Starbuck. I think we see something Zerg special tactics out of him next to try and even things up.
I think LucifroN could even play a build that he copied against he copied from Supernova against very aggressive Zerg players, which is opening for a tank very early on and expanding with tanks if he feels threatened by somebody that could go aggressive. So the thing is, though, does Starbuck now, who doesn't have that much experience to play a best of 3, and especially when it's streamed out like this, does he just say, all right, I'm behind. Do I all in this game? Do I go for some special tactics? Or do I try to play normal again? Like, I don't know which one he'd pick in this case. I don't know how to put myself in his shoes.
Yeah.
I think I would have to lean towards a normal game again. I don't think it's a right kind of move to be like, all right, I'm going to all in him. And if it doesn't work, I'm playing Grubby, by the way.
Yeah. Especially since it's on Yonsu, a map that is a bit of a tough one in terms of trying to do something a little bit crazy. Of course, there is opportunities too, since you are kind of people aren't as familiar with the map. But you're right. If he did go down per chance and play against Grubby's PVZ record across WCS games thus far has been really good. It's like 11 series won and 4 lost, and two of those I think have been against Stefano. So.
Grubby's always had a very good Zerg versus Protoss, so it would be a very difficult game for sure for Starbuck. So the best way to him to advance out this group is to beat LucifroN. That's the best. I mean, it's very simple, isn't it? Beat LucifroN, got all the winners match, you got the better chance of moving out. But for him to avoid Grubby would be a good part. I think if he was to be able to play Genius later on, if he was able to play LucifroN again, that's the best part. The best chance for him to move on. Things could get difficult for the youngster.
They certainly could. Now we have, spawning up to the top right-hand corner here, our red Terran, representing Spain and Mouse Sports. He is LucifroN. And down to the bottom left, Young'un in the form of representing MIA, as well as Slovenia. He is Starbuck. And unfortunately for Starbuck, I feel that even though this is probably his best shot, against the Terran to try and advance on. LucifroN's record across all of WCS matches, if you include WCS seasons, as well as dream hacks and stuff, 16 series won and 5 series lost. That's 76% in this matchup, which is crazy good.
Yeah, that is very good, actually. I didn't expect it to be that high because I know he has a lot of weakness versus cheese. Aggressive plays.
Yeah.
TLO's knocked him out of more tournaments that I could count on one hand.
Yeah, I think 3 of those series that he's lost are against TLO.
I only have 2 fingers. So, TLO's knocked him out a lot. He kept him away from representing Europe in the season finals.
Yeah.
So that was a sad moment. He kept him away from qualifying for DreamHack Winter at the Stockholm tournament, where they played for 1 more position, or maybe summer it was, where Jadonk took 2 spots that he already he'd already qualified, but there's another spot open, and TLO took that away from LucifroN as well.
TLO's been a thorn in LucifroN's side.
Yes, he has.
It's been a little bit tough for him.
Yes, he has.
But he does have very strong wins across the previous season of WCS Europe against people like Stefano, Bly, User.
Yeah.
So his ZVT prowess is certainly there, as we mentioned, with the previous win ratio.
I mean, if I was to look at LucifroN, just in general, I would feel out that his Terran Mirror is probably his most consistent. I don't know if that's true to the stats, but that's what I feel. He's been very consistent with his games.
Hasn't played so many of them, that's the thing. So he's got 5 series won and 2 lost. Again, this is not just the WCS season.
That includes games versus MVP, 4GG. It's like against the best.
Yeah.
And I feel just in general from when I watched LucifroN, his TVT is very consistent.
It is really good.
His Protoss is a different kettle of fish, man. His Protoss has been fantastic, but right now it's probably in the weakest stage it's ever been in.
Very much so. 5 and 6 in that matchup across the WCS system.
Yeah. And this is without looking at stats. That's just what I can see of LucifroN, and it seems to be kind of close to your stats there.
Seems so. And now here in what I would consider to be a very strong matchup for him, as we always do, it's going to be hard for Starbuck. What does he do to try and get himself back into this? I can't even theorize. I would say something aggressive, but at the same time, you were saying something normal. So there's options for Starbuck, but which does he take?
That's the one. He's already got a gas down, so options do make a lot more sense for him. Obviously, then not having a gas can't really be aggressive, but he does have that chance. Even Drone's not minding at the back there. This Reaper even causing a bit of a problem here as Zerglings do come in. Queens are going to be out, and that's where the freedom really will come in for these drones, but he has the option to be aggressive. He's got a Zergling speed here.
Real disruptive force. It can only be too easy for a Zerg to fall apart with Reaper good Reaper control and against the eventual Hellions that join up with that. It could be a hard thing to master as a Zerg, but Starbuck, he's well versed against it. You can't take that away from him.
Yeah, I mean, he plays against Reaper openings all day long.
Yeah.
If I was playing a lot of Zerg, which I haven't been playing for a while, I mean, even when I was playing a lot more Zerg, I played against Reapers all the time. But he has lost another drone here. You're not really meant to lose any drones, to be honest.
Nope.
Not in our stages. The Lings have been good enough. The Queens have been good enough. Spore Crawlers, Extractor Tricks have all been good enough to prevent that. But he did get one.
Certainly did. 3 command centers off the back of this as well for LucifroN as he just transitions onto his normal game. And that factory will finish up in a second. So the Hellions are going to be present. And he gets another drone. 2
drones.
Wow.
4 in total now have gone down. Excellent from LucifroN. Small little things. I really feel that the speed is not for an all-in. Do you know what? I feel it's just like, all right, I'm going to get speed and I'm going to be able to deal with Reapers and Hellions a lot easier than ever before.
Yeah, it's certainly going to help him out here. Trying to send those Zerglings up to
God, he's going to lose another one maybe.
This is, LucifroN's controlling this really, really well. Another worker goes down.
It's not meant to happen, and even built a Spore Crawler with one that was going to stay alive. Just small things, just getting the upper hand here in this game.
And now, replenishing those, it takes away from the lava of maybe the Zerglings extra that you would want or something like that. It's going to make this Hellion assault a little bit stronger from LucifroN.
Yeah.
Knock-on effects here.
I mean, I think it's safe to say that LucifroN's just kind of outplaying him from the very get-go here, just with simple Reapers, giving him an advantage in this game. LucifroN behind this, though, is about to make a decision on if it's going to be engineering base or barracks very soon here. As is high. The one thing that slows it down is the Marauders, because they do cost 100 minerals compared to a Marine that's 50, which usually be coming out there. But he should be wanting to make a decision very soon. And with the gas coming down, I would not be surprised to see engineering base now.
Yeah, and these Hellions are they're very spread out. He hasn't gone for the aggressive route here in terms of trying to push away his opponent's creep or something. He's just gone straight home, and now he's going to move on out. It's an important thing to do here for LucifroN. He can't just sit at home with those.
Yeah, just stay very active with them. Single barracks coming in from LucifroN, only 2 though. I'm not sure where the third one is. Usually one of, the second one added on, third one in total.
He got that active creep tumor so early. Really early, so that third base is going to be much harder to connect for him for a while. So that's an annoyance there for Starbuck.
But so far, Starbuck is sitting at 41 drones. Starting a couple of roaches, feel their safety roaches. He's got double evolution chamber. He's not really going to be playing an all-in from this position. And
the double Reapers trying to jump on in, but the Zerglings came out at just the right time to deal with that. They're going to go back here, and there was a hole in that wall for just a second. So LucifroN, he's looking for it, man, but there's already roaches about.
I mean, there's a lot of damage been dealt over to Starbuck, but first of all, he's in a position where he's not going to lose a lot of drones because he's got the roaches out, he's got Queens in good position, he's spreading his roaches, he's getting his creep bed down. So at least he's past the level that he was at before in game number 1. He's on to a different stage of the game in an almost equal stance. I'd say that LucifroN has a small lead through his harassment here, but still, it's still all to play for absolutely sure.
Scan's going to go down here to try and kill off some of these. The roaches did come at the back, so that was a good movement there by Starbuck to try and deny that, and at the least he forces it away. And now LucifroN still looking for opportunities, but behind this he's taken his third base. I think that's been... No, it hasn't been spotted. That Ling just ran barely past it. So LucifroN's being super quick about taking the economical advantage.
Yeah, I mean, he's got it in position now. Some players leave it as late as 10:30 here. But in this case, LucifroN's got it down at a decent time. And he has got his 1-1 on the way. Armory will come down very shortly too. And the first 2 medevacs are on their way, so we will see LucifroN pressure. But if you just recall back to the previous game, the pressure that's about to come from LucifroN is exactly the same. Few more Hellions, of course, because he lost them killing all those drones. But Starbuck's in a much better position to deal with this. Like, he won't die is the underline of all this.
Yeah, exactly. And that's important here as if he wants to keep going. And LucifroN, meanwhile... He won't be phased too much by that because, yes, he killed his opponent straight up with it pretty much the previous game, but now he'll just poke out and know that there's not as much of an opportunity to do damage. So Starbuck will retain his game.
Yeah, he's in a decent position. He's got a counter-attack moving out too to try to get to the mineral line of his opponent while defending back at home with quite a few Banelings. But it depends on the Banelings. If they get caught by the Hellions...
And likewise, though, if the Hellions get some good shots off against them. So it's all about the control here. Centrifugal hooks is not done, and that's an important factor here.
Look at this counter attack that's doing absolutely nothing. The wall's up.
Yeah.
Oopsie daisy.
Could throw one Marine into that bunker and repair it a little bit, but it's actually not going to get repaired. He's just going to die. But at the same time, the Hellions came back, and we'll clean that up very nicely.
All right, 2-2 has not started for either player here. That's something that needs to happen from both sides.
Yeah. And Starbuck actually hasn't spotted his opponent's third still, so there is that slight disadvantage.
He should know. I mean, he should know.
Yeah,
right?
he should.
I mean, there's no way that this is not a third base. I mean, he knows it was a 3 command center build, so.
Yeah, well, it's going to take his fourth off the back of this up to the top left, and LucifroN still moving around in the middle of this map with the Hellions and amassing quite a nice bio army as well, but the Mutalisks are now on the way. LucifroN should generally have those missile turrets going up very soon.
Yeah, the timing for missile turrets is actually earlier than what we're seeing in this game. It's around 11 minutes. He has 2 missile turrets already in his natural, but nothing anywhere else. He's got a bunker with 4 Marines in it on his third. His reinforcements are always going to be waypointed to his third. So the only place it's open is his main base, which could get harassed. But from this point out is where LucifroN just consistently waves over units or units and units. Whether he tries to go to the third or whether he tries to aim towards the fourth, it's up to LucifroN here. Both are actually very open for him to get in. Look at the Widowmine placements on this low ground.
Yeah, it's already very good here. LucifroN just moving forwards, and as you said, the waves of aggression are going to be coming very, very soon. Banelings have been separated quite nicely there by Starbuck, but he has to fall back away from this army. It's too strong in the position that it's currently in, and with those Marauders leading as well, there's not that many Banelings left.
Starbuck hits the one place that isn't defended, the main. The Mutalisks are in there killing SCVs. But at the same, if he can deal with LucifroN's attack and keep the harassment up, maybe there's a good shot for him in this game, but he needs to do both really well.
Flies into missile turrets here. Those 2 missile turrets are doing a lot of damage to these Mutalisks. Meanwhile,
he's
the
not
engagement
controlling
at the
the
front. Yeah, he has to rely on the front here because LucifroN is very, very up in terms of army supply. 104 army supply to 42.
He's not dealing with both.
This could just kill him outright. Those Banelings, they're not enough for you to really deny this. The Marauders stay at the front. Oh, Banelings connect with Marauders. This is a sorry sight here for Starbuck.
Yeah, there's no macro hatch, remember? It's just 3 hatcheries trying to power their way through. He hasn't got the best production, and we can clearly see that he's just going to lose this game, unfortunately. A little bit outclassed here by the Spaniard.
Yeah, the third base is going to fall. All the drones are less susceptible there if he wants to kill those off, but he could quite easily march onto the natural and do a lot of damage there. Mutalisks trying to keep him in the game, trying to kill off some SCVs, but the Widowmine's well set up just to deny everything.
Yeah.
There you go. GG. LucifroN takes the series 2-0. And, I mean, in the round of 32, this is generally kind of what he does. He just monster modes too a lot of the time.
Yeah, he doesn't really lose in the round of 32. It's when he got to get a bit further on in the tournament. But unfortunately there for Starbuck, who definitely had a good chance to shine, to put his name out there and do well, kind of played to expected, because I think a lot of people expected LucifroN to 2-0 there, and he did kind of easy. It was kind of a one-sided series, and LucifroN moves on now to the winner's match, and Starbuck drops down to the losers, where he would have to play against Grubby. And of course, the winner match, though, is LucifroN versus Genius.
It's going to be 2 interesting series. This group could have gone any way to any of these players, and there's wild variations as to what can occur in these matchups now. But we will have our cool series between Genius and LucifroN, which again could go either way depending on what happens here. LucifroN might play as we've seen some other Terrans being playing in the past, with a lot of SCV pulls. But
well, I mean, if we look back to Season 2, and we talked a lot about how LucifroN's struggling against Protoss, in Season 2, he lost versus Wellmu and Duck in the round of 16. You know, both of them did really well in Season 2 anyway, but LucifroN's TVP has not been up to standard. Has not been up to standard recently, or to his own standard.
And that being said, though, Protoss in the round of 32 here in Season 3 haven't been doing that well.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see now. The 2 Protoss that played previously, they were playing against each other, so Protoss was going to win, guys. But anyway, join us after the break when we shall have the winner's match to find out who moves on to the round of 16. Will it be Genius or will it be LucifroN?
Precision with a true 8200 DPI Pro Aim laser sensor. Get pure speed with a 32-bit Turbo Core V2 processor. Get pure command power with the Easy Shift button duplicator. Get pure atmosphere with a 16.8 million color lighting system. Rocket Cone Pure.
All right, guys, welcome back to the World Championship Series, European Premier League, season number 3, as we are here in Group D, with the first place qualifier from Group D. It's going to be either LucifroN or Genius. Awesome.
That's right, and we'll be getting into that game in seconds' time. It's about to be counting in. But before we get into that game, do remember to go over to Twitter. Do remember to hashtag WCS, if we've told you thousands and thousands of times already. And this time include hashtag Rocket. And let us know who you think is going to go through in second place. Not who's the winner of this one, but who's the winner of the final match of the evening. And if you guess that correctly, Rockout will pick out one of you lucky nerds from you nerds at hashtag WCS and hashtag Rocket. And maybe you'll get the chance to win the mouse that I'm using right now.
It's kind of weird probability-wise, because if you think about it, you'd be smarter to go for one of the players that's in the lower right now than one of these, because one of these is guaranteed to go through. But at the same time, one of these is so strong that they could just take the second place.
All right, I'm going to give you hints on how to guess right.
All right.
Because I'm pretty sure LucifroN's going to win this game. In my mind,
yeah.
I'm going to be straight and honest with you. I think LucifroN's going to win this game. So I'd count LucifroN out. So you got 3 players: Grubby, Starbuck, and Genius. I think Grubby's going to beat Starbuck. So that means Grubby, Genius, if the way that I think it's going to play out. And then do you think that Grubby would lose again versus Genius in a PvP?
I don't think so.
Heads up.
We'll see. We'll see. So, guys, let's jump into game number 1 here, as we have spawning down to the bottom left-hand corner our blue Terran, representing Spain and Mousesports. He is LucifroN. And up to the top right, we have a red Protoss representing Korea. He is Genius, and oh dearie me.
LucifroN has the red. He has the red blanket thingy. What is it called? What's the correct name for it? It's not a blanket.
Let's call it a blanket.
What's it? You don't know the proper name?
What does a matador use to taunt a bull?
I have
What's it
absolutely
called?
no idea what the
The red
real name.
blanket of LucifroN.
LucifroN's got the red blanket, and he's going to be waving it in this game, man, because he's going to proxy an 8 barracks on the other side of the map.
This is so cool, because does he go gas and then just jump up with a Reaper?
He can, but look at the position of the barracks. It's a little bit weird because the tech lab can't fit on. And with the tech lab not being able to fit on there, he's going to have to lift up and put down. He could have just put it to the left. But on the flip side of things, he has got the gas, and he is probably going to lift up, and it's not as easily scouted if it's slightly off to the right there. So it looks like that's going to be the case here. Going to be able to bounce into the main base.
Nom nom nom. And Gateway's going to go down for Genius here, but he's going to have no idea, as he's not sent a probe out to scout or anything like that, adding on his gases. And if this goes normal, then, you know, he may end up starting a Zealot eventually, but it might be a little bit late.
I said a tech lab, and my brain was in Wings of Liberty, and I was thinking that you needed a tech lab to build a Reaper, and I was like, wait a minute, he has to lift up and move, and oh man, I was back in the olden days there, so he does just build the Reaper. I like this move from LucifroN because I read it as, and I read scenarios very differently to a lot of people. I read this as, you choose my bro.
Oh, hello.
That's a little bit awkward.
Yeah, that is.
I read this as, you choose my bro. Be choosing you.
Be choosing you,
Be choosing you, bro.
All right, well, Genius is on the way over, and unfortunately, LucifroN's going to have a look around and see the Cybernetic score, and then the Reaper jumps in, and the Zealot hasn't even started yet.
Yeah, and this is going to be awkward. The probes will die. This evening's probes will die.
Probes will die. He's going to try and chase that second one, and kaboom, baby, he goes down.
Imagine if we were to do a trailer for this very game.
It's just
on September the 10th, 2013, LucifroN versus Genius. Probes will die.
And unfortunately, the Zealot won't catch up with the Reaper. He's going to try, but no cigar for now. He's going to get a Stalker, but... Wait, what? There's a factory in his mineral line.
Yeah, man.
This is cool. This is fun.
Probes will die, and mines will explode. Because that's what we're going to be seeing in this game. And Genius does have a probe on the other side of the map. He's not a dummy, all right? Let's be serious. He's a smart guy, and he's going to be like, wait a minute, he's still not expanding.
He's actually a genius, in fact.
Well, you could say that.
You could say.
You could say that.
He's going to run away. Okay, so the mines will be on the way here in a second, and that's going to cause a lot of problems. He's not going to have detection for a long time. So he has to catch those good and lickety-split, good and quick.
Lickety-split.
Lickety-split, man.
Chronobur's going into the Cyber Core. Extra Gateway's coming out because I think he's starting to realize what's going on.
Third Reaper trying to run away. He's just going to get some shield damage.
But to be honest, if he's able to deflect the Widow Mines, with 3 Gateways coming in, he could very easily just turn around and be aggressive because he's got a probe on the other side of the map. He just needs to build a pylon, which he just started. But the problem is he doesn't know about the factory and the Widow Mines. But if the Widow Mine just goes in and he sees it and stops it...
Oh, he's like keeping it away. Kills one Reaper.
Yeah. Widow Mine's trying to get into the mineral line.
It's not going to get
2 Stalkers, 2 Stalkers, 3 Stalkers.
All right.
It's okay.
Okay, so he's going to have another Widow Mine.
So what I do now is I keep 3 Stalkers and the Zealot and I actually warp in on the other side of the map 3 Zealots.
Yeah.
On the other side of the map with that pylon, I just sit defensive with the units I've got because the Widow Mine's a big threat here. I warp in Zealots to the middle line of LucifroN here.
And I really like the Stalker positioning from Genius here, just to make sure that that Widow Mine's not going to sneak around anyway. There's a second one, though. He's going for it.
He's going to stop that Widow Mine.
It's going to die.
Oh,
wait, it's so close.
I wouldn't sacrifice any units, but as soon as it moved...
he gets the Stalker.
That was good.
He's going to try and go over to the left-hand side.
But right now, there's 2 Zealots and a Stalker in his opponent's base, and there is nothing. So as long as Genius keeps the Widow Mines away from his mineral line, then he should be able to pick up this game.
It's such a strange game here. Even a pylon right next to this.
The Widow Mine in the main base. It's dead. It's dead. There's one dead.
Okay, so he's got one.
And there's about to be an Observer too.
Yeah. Genius is doing really well. He's reacted nicely to this.
Oh, the Reapers are dead too.
Oh, wow.
There's only the Widow Mine and an Observer's about to come out, and there's more units. Oh, GG! GDS, GDS.
Oh, wow. What a
hero.
I wasn't expecting... I was expecting Genius to be the one that was actually going for the pressure, maybe something cheesy himself, but then LucifroN tries and Genius is like, no.
Wow, man. Wow. That is... That's really funny.
That was bizarre.
That's funny.
That was a bizarre game.
Let's go game 2. This is... LucifroN's like... I guarantee this is the facepalm. This is the facepalm slash the head in your hands. Because this is awkward for LucifroN. Comes into this as a big clear favorite to take it 2-0, I'd like to say, especially considering the circumstances that Genius has to play from Korea. And now all of a sudden he's down the game #1 because of this weird build he went for. It didn't work, unfortunately.
Oh, poor LucifroN. The idea of it sounded great. On pen to paper, and it's like, actually, yeah, I'm gonna put a barracks there, and there's gonna be a factory in his mineral line. It's gonna be great, but it didn't really work out.
Yeah.
Didn't really work out.
Well, we'll see what happens in game #2. I don't think we're going to be seeing any of that nonsense.
I think he plays it normal
again.
But I think Genius goes for the aggression.
Well, this is a perfect time. You've got a game advantage. You're playing with a latency issue. What kind of build would I go for, though, if I was Genius, though? It's Whirlwind.
But the thing is
Proxy Stargate.
Maybe.
Just go for it.
Maybe.
There's a lot of... I mean, everyone goes Command Center first on this map.
Yeah.
Right, so...
I think that also, if Genius advances in this spot, then we can't have Grubby and LucifroN in the next round, which guarantees already one of the fan favorites going out. Tough spot.
Yeah.
Tough spot.
We'll find out what happens, because we're going to load into Whirlwind. I think that Genius just goes ahead and either DTs or just straight out Stargate, Proxy Stargate.
Yeah.
Depends on his scouting pattern. If he sees Command Center first, I'm going Stargate. Even in the main base is fine. You don't need to proxy it.
Yeah,
Stargate beforehand, just get a bit of an edge with an Oracle. I think that would be nice. Does LucifroN even open up Command Center first, which is one of the most popular builds on this map against Genius, who he knows is going to try to cheese most likely.
Oh, wow. And the spawning positions here, as we have spawning down to the bottom right-hand corner as our blue Terran, representing Mousebots in Spain. He is LucifroN. And down to the bottom left, in the red, representing Korea, he is Genius. Like lasers going past his head and stuff like that.
Well, if this was DreamHack, it would be, man.
He's a mastermind. He is. He's a genius. I actually see Genius as, like, not team-wise, but an evil genius. You know, like one of the bad guys, like with his cape on and stuff like that. He's a tall Korean.
He is.
So he could be that evil mastermind guy.
It would be perfect if he joined EG, but I don't think that's going to happen.
EG Genius? Oh,
EG Genius.
You just call him E-Genius. That'll do.
E-Genius.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, I don't think that might... Oh. It'd be cool if it did. I mean, there's still a lot of Koreans on EG. Not many... How many Protoss? How many, what, EG Oz? And that's it?
Oz, Huck.
Well, I mean more Koreans, yeah.
I think they only have Oz as Korean.
Yeah, I think so. Oh well, anyway. EG certainly has budget. Anyway, so...
Oh, JYP too, sorry.
Oh yeah, JYP.
I was thinking.
He's taking on a singing career now, though. So.
Yeah. Well, look at this. Command Center first, but from Genius, who didn't opt to just the cheese, is going to go Nexus first.
Sick.
He kind of reads into the map and reads into how it's played out currently in the metagame, is that, the metagame is how it plays out usually at the top level, and this is always going to be Command Center first, or the majority of the time Command Center first on a big map like this.
And from there, I think Genius still has some good opportunities to put on some pressure if he wants to. There are some things like Immortal Bursts, but again, not that common on this map as LucifroN moves out, and he's scouting anti-clockwise. I kept saying before that everyone always scouts clockwise, and now everyone's scouting anti-clockwise. I don't know what's going on.
They know that you're casting, and they're going to do the opposite to what you say.
Thanks, LucifroN. I have a little bit of a curse going on, because there was that Cybernetics core yesterday, there's the Oracle today. I was like, yeah, Grubby's Oracle's doing really well, and then it died.
Sorry, man, you got to be careful with your words.
Yeah, I do. I have to. I don't want to go down the curse route.
All right, so Genius is set up really nicely because the majority of games that you play from a Protoss side is that you're like, all right, I'm just going to go Gateway Expand because he could be going Reaper Expand. He could be going for a Fast Factory. But in this case, it is just Command Center first. So he's actually got a good build to what he's playing against. And for the majority of times, it's better than what you usually play with because of going Gateway Expand rather than Nexus first here.
Well, just getting that gas in, throwing the pylon down over in this right-hand side. Could even throw something down there to hide it, as it would technically be out of scan range if LucifroN was just to scan straight the main. And he's going to spot that his opponent's not up to this top left, is LucifroN. So, unfortunately for him, now knows that he's scouting out his opponent last, and Genius has had plenty of time to do whatever he wants. Yeah,
there's absolutely no way that LucifroN was ever going to be able to punish this. And he should be just going towards his refineries next, just to make sure he can get to a tech lab and then just move on with his tech. But Genius, on the other hand, from this position, probably the most standard route to go for is the robotics facility, because likewise, he doesn't really know what's going on either. Remember, he scouted last position too, so... I mean, he scouted first position, but at the same time as the last position, which means he hasn't seen anything. He saw the bunker and Marines in it, but he doesn't know what build this is at all. Probably expecting Command Center first, though, just through having the bunker. If there wasn't a bunker there, maybe it would have been a tech build with factory, but most likely just expecting CC first here.
Yeah.
I mean, his build's catered towards it, right?
Gateways. This is
we see a fourth gateway coming in.
This is what I was expecting, man. Just the extra gateways.
Chrono Boost in the Cyber Core.
Ooh, cheeky man. I like it.
Probe moving out now to get a pylon down.
That being said, there is quite a lot of Marines already out for LucifroN.
Yeah, LucifroN, though, I mean, with one bunker, this is very difficult to hold down. The fourth and fifth gateway do come in on the right-hand side, and maybe another one, yeah. Okay.
Ooh.
So an 006 gate coming in. LucifroN's got to engineer very nice and early to get turrets in case there's any DTs or anything like that. The factory's going to come in next. He hasn't got the worst setup for this, but what he does not have is any presence down the lower side of his ramp.
Yeah.
He hasn't checked up the high. Okay, as I say that, he's moved a Marine down and on patrol. So he will have a bit of reaction time, but ideally you'd like a second bunker. Because you'd ideally like to see this coming.
Oh, yeah.
In an ideal world, you'd scan and see it. But so far, LucifroN's got no info whatsoever here.
And it would be so hard to actually scan and see this.
Is he going to get 2-0'd?
He may end up doing so. This is going to hit him really, really hard. LucifroN also taking extra gas.
He's got all his Marines in the main... Oh, scan.
I bet he saw nothing.
Sees two gateways. And there's no probes being built. Bunkers are going to be made. He knows.
Yeah. He certainly does.
Analysis. He knows,
He knows, guys. That's just it.
Yeah.
A lot of units already walked in.
I'd be building another bunker too, actually.
Yeah,
I'm not comfortable with 2. I much prefer 3 in this position.
I mean, the SCVs are already positioned there, but even that is not really going to help. There's that third bunker that he really needs here.
Mines coming in as well to help defend this. He knows exactly. He's not even trying to get to Stargates, to Starport, because he knows that he doesn't have time. This is a big gateway push. It's coming right now.
Yeah, he sees a lot of it, and there is a lot of sentries there with the force fields ready to actually cut a lot of this off. There's not too many zealots Zealots. 5 Zealots here to tank what they can. How much are they going to be able to do? As the force fields do go down a little bit haphazardly. Not much being repaired on this first bunker, but it does end up going down. There wasn't that many SCVs in the end. Trying to retreat on back. Army supplies 24-20. As Genius tries to push forward.
He's doing okay, though. He's not terrible with a Widowmine coming in.
Ooh,
but still, he's under a lot of pressure. 6 gateways. 6 gateways.
If he gets up that ramp.
All right, well.
Well, uh-oh.
This is troublesome.
He has force fields, and he has the probe still with him. Oh, if the probe gets a pylon up in this high ground. Uh-oh.
Here comes the surround with the SCVs. He's trying to kill this off right here, right now.
He absolutely has to, but he's still taking a lot of damage. 10 workers have gone down. He's going to try and force field a lot of those out. The pylon's still up on the high ground. There's one on the low ground as well, but it's trying to work away against that. So many workers have died off. 23
More
workers.
Zealots can just come in now. And,
oh, jeez.
They're warped in from the low ground.
Genius isn't going to look like a dummy here, Apollo. He's done well.
He's going to the round of 16.
Wow.
He's going to the round of 16. No, I didn't predict this. I messed up everyone's predictions for the Roccat winnings. I'm sorry. I thought LucifroN would win this. I think a lot of people thought LucifroN would win this. But LucifroN, his Achilles heel, Protoss again. And Genius does it.
Oh.
He's going to Europe. Pack your bags. You're going to Europe.
He like stands up straight away, puts his sunglasses on, his fedora or whatever, all his hats and stuff, puts on his like Hawaiian shirt, he walks off. Better warn him though, they might be a little bit colder in a week's time. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Sick. He's coming to Europe. And congratulations, buddy. Congratulations.
Nicely done by Genius. Impressive play. And now that means we are guaranteed to see one of the fan favorites gone.
Yep. It happens. The curse of the Europe Premier League continues as the 2 fan favourites here. One is about to be eliminated because if Grubby makes his way through Starbuck, which is, again, expected, but anything's possible, Grubby and LucifroN would play in the final match of the evening to find out who moves to the round of 16. And remember, the pecking order of the WCS non-career list in the WCS ranking system, the 2 players that are still in the running, the highest ranked players still in the running are Grubby and LucifroN. Damaga's in between them, I think, but Damaga didn't qualify for Season 3 Premier League. So it's these 2 players. One of them now will have their dreams
completely gone. And for a lot of people out there, if they want the best chance to advance on, for people it would be Grubby, sitting at that 24th spot currently. Whereas Genius, I mean, where is he? He is like 136th.
Yeah.
So for him to qualify onto BlizzCon, he would need to win this, then probably, win the whole tournament, and then do well at the season finals. And so a tall order for Genius, but he advances onto the round of 16.
That's right. That's impressive. Congratulations to him.
All right, so guys, we shall be back after the commercial break. And then when we are, we shall have the first match to determine who is out in this group. Is it going to be Starbuck or is it going to be Grubby? We shall see.
Get pure precision with a true 8200 DPI Pro Aim laser sensor. Get pure speed with a 32-bit Turbo Core V2 processor. Get pure command power with the Easy Shift button duplicator. Get pure atmosphere with a 16.8 million color lighting system. Rocket Cone Pure.